Hello everybody, welcome back to World of Tanks with Mantis Stryker! And oh boy, I've got something special for you today. This is the Blitzen MTLS Tier 3 Dutch, American light tank. And this is the annual tank that Wargaming are giving away for free this year. Yes, you heard that right. Everybody is getting an MTLS for Christmas. Now, should Tier 3 be avoided this Christmas? Or is it like a Seal Clubber's paradise? Let's take a look. There are a few things you should know about this tank. For one, it is the only tank in the game with 2 working autocannons. Now, getting a close-up of this tank wasn't easy because the thing is so goddamn ugly I almost passed out. But anyway, so here we can see that the 2 guns actually both fire on their own. And this is an autocannon with 10 shells in the clip. And having 10 shells in the clip that do 40 average damage each mean that you can literally level tanks your own tier, including enemy MTLSs. So being able to level a tank that your own tier, it's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. However, with every great gun, there's always some sort of drawback, and for the MTLS, it's the god-awful penetration of the freaking gun. It's just so bad. This thing stands no chance in a higher tier game. I mean, just looking at here, we've got an OI experimental. Now we all know that this is not a heavily armored tank at all. In fact, we can all say the thing's got tinfoil for armor. But there's absolutely no way I can pen this thing on the front. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I can't even pen it on the sides either. The base penetration for this tank, by the way, is 40 millimeters, I think? I mean, I don't know. I'm not really too sure. Okay, no, it's actually 45 millimeters of penetration. 45 millimeters of penetration is kind of like Tier 1 tank standards, or Tier 2. And the premium ammunition is not going to help you either. It's only 61 millimeters of penetration. The Cruiser Mark IV has better penetration with standard ammo than this tank has with premium. So being in a higher tier match with this tank is going to be a frickin' nightmare, let me tell you. It is gonna be a frickin' nightmare. So, besides the gun, let's take a look at all of the other good factors about this tank. In fact, I'm probably just gonna list them right now. This thing has 10 degrees of gun depression and 25 degrees of gun elevation, giving this thing some pretty damn good flexibility. Now, I don't really know what else to say that's good about this tank, but, yeah.
Can we move on now, please?
So, if we're gonna talk about this as being a light tank, I guess the best way to start off is by looking at the speed. And by speed-wise, this is not a light tank. It's just too slow. I mean, the traverse speed is 44 degrees, which is quite good. Turret traverse speed. Oh wait, no, sorry, no. I'm a dummy. No, the turret traverse speed is 44 degrees, and the track traverse speed is 40 degrees. So, this tank does have some pretty decent traverse speed, but pure speed in general, this thing has a top speed limit of 50 kilometers an hour, which would be pretty okay, which would be pretty good for a medium tank. Except this thing reaches its speed best going down a hill, because this thing has 200 horsepower in the engine and a 15 horsepower per ton ratio. This is no light tank. In fact, it's kind of more of a medium tank. It's like a medium tank more than anything. So, yeah, in case you haven't been listening to me because either I'm extremely boring, confusing, or just dull, here you go. Here's the rest of the stats of the gun and everything you need to know about this damn tank. Alright, now let's get into some actual games. My first game here is a tier 3 match on Winter Himmelsdorf, don't you know? It's like regular Himmelsdorf with some snow on it. Some snow on it, I tell you. And this is on Encounter. I'm taking my Blitzen up to the top of the hill because honestly, where else would I be putting it on a map like this? And well, that's it. I mean, I'm probably gonna keep my mouth shut from here just so you can watch the actual game and see what you think of this tank. And one last thing before I finally shut the hell up. You may notice some reused clips from earlier in this game. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, just enjoy the game and see how this tank can do against some lightly armored targets. Punch. So yeah, that last match was pretty good. Did quite a bit of damage. I was kicking the crap out of tier 3s. So yeah, you've seen what this tank can do in a tier 3 game. It's pretty awesome. How about when it's in a tier 5 game though? Now I'm playing on Winter Ruinberg. Ah, seems like a theme today. It's Christmas. So yeah, we start off the match by getting a nice little love bump from the Type 95 and then a nice little, well, let's just call them love shots from the KV-1 into the arse of the MTLS. And so first I'm I wasn't really sure what to do at this moment because there's only so many tanks on the enemy team that I can actually damage. So I just decided to kind of position myself up right here because I noticed that there were a bunch of tanks coming there. Like, we got a ram. FYI, the ram is invincible to this gun from the front. So there was no way I was going to pen this guy, and I didn't want to reload a ghost shell, and so I decided, you know what, there's absolutely nothing I can do. I may as well just get some assisted damage while I'm at it. I'll just track him. Yay, assisted damage. Okay, so after that, I immediately noticed that there's a captured KV-1 coming onto my flank. And I was thinking of staying here and trying to see if I could track the KV-1 and get some assisted damage. Then I realized that I have the butt shooter on the team, and he was the one defending me against the KV-1. I decided, no thank you, I'm leaving. So I back up, spot a Blitzen. He's already dead. Now here comes the captured KV-1. He's coming to chase me. He wants my soul, little Blitzen ass. So I decided, fuck it, I'm going for this M2 medium. I don't care. And this M2 medium, he's just gonna walk right into my fire. There you go. And at this point, I'm not really sure what to do. I mean, there's a captured KV-1 and a Stug behind me. God knows what's in front of me. And at this point, I was kind of doomed from the get-go. I didn't really know what to do. There's a Blitz in there. And yeah, barely any of the teammates are in the city. We're getting all wiped out. And with that captured KV-1 there, I was either gonna die, you know, I was either gonna die sooner or later. There was no way I was gonna live throughout this game. And so, yep, KV-1 just comes out and just ends me. And this is what a lot of tier 5 games are like for the Blitzen. They're pretty damn brutal. If someone were to ask me if I like the MTLS, I gotta say, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's a good tank, nonetheless. The firepower is outstanding. Being able to do 400 average damage per clip, and being able to level anything your own tier, as well as a few higher tier tanks, is pretty awesome. It's just the penetration on this tank that just frickin' dooms it. The 45mm a pen. But you'd expect that from a tank like this. I mean, if this thing had like 100mm of penetration on the gun, it would be completely overpowered. And well, Wargaming can't just do that. Like, that would be dumb. But oh yes, and there is one thing I almost completely forgot about in this review, and that's the armor. I didn't focus on the armor because the armor, if you couldn't already tell, is nothing special on this tank at all. It's 38mm all on the front, not sloped. It's just a very boxy tank, in case you couldn't already tell. So anything with 38mm of penetration is going to be able to punch right through this thing. And this seems like a case of the ISU, where it seems that it only has like one or two things that are good about the tank, and the rest of it is just utter dog shit. Like, with this tank, the good qualities are the gun and the flexibility. And that's it. I think that's about it. Oh, and in case you were wondering, yes, those Christmas lights do light up in the middle of the night, just making you an even bigger target for tanks like the LY Experimental, just to derp you. And while it doesn't affect your camo pattern, it still is nice to see it light up, even when it's dead. So yeah, I think that just about wraps up this review. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I really hope you enjoy your new MTLS, certainly more than I did. So yep, Thanks for watching. I wish you all happy holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And I wish you all a happy new year.